What up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka ShortyC94, back at you again with another shoe of the day video. And today's shoe is the Air Jordan 9 Charcoal. This is the retro version, obviously. That's why it's not falling apart. These shoes released in, I want to say, September of 2010. They've only retroed once. There's not really a lot of history with them because when these were released, Michael Jordan was wearing an Air Jordan 9, but he was wearing it on a baseball diamond since he was playing for the Birmingham Barons. He, didn't really ever, I've never seen him wear this colorway. I've only seen Michael Jordan in the white, black, and red ones because he wore them in some Bulls practices. He did wear them in Space Jam briefly. And, there are some pictures. There are also some pictures of him wearing the Olive 9s from the Rare Air book. And he wore the Cool Gray 9s, which are not an OG colorway, but he did wear those when he was with the Wizards in his second season with them in 02-03. But getting back to these, maybe the other shoe on the bottom is cleaner. My favorite thing about the 9s are the words in other languages here. I've always liked that little touch about them. The tongue is as well as the gray. This would have been the playoff shoe. A lot of people say that the white, black, and red 9, or they call it the playoffs. Now the new thing is calling it the Space Jams because they were in Space Jam briefly. But if he would have been playing in 1994, this would have been the playoff shoe. It wasn't really until the 11 and the 12 where it was a home and it was an away. And really not even with the 11 because Jordan had a low-top black and red patent leather 11 that only he had, and I think he only wore it in maybe 2 different halves of, and then, of course, the other black and red low 11s without the patent leather, the IEs, but not really like how it was a playoff 12 and a black and red 12, playoff 12 and a black and red 13. They weren't really doing that in this era, so this would have been the playoff shoe that he would have worn in the 1994 playoffs had he been playing. I'm kind of surprised that Nike has only retroed these once. They've come out with a lot of 9s. The whole Kilroy pack. There are, DB9s and different Retro Plus colorways from the early 2000s. There were a lot of 9s in 2010. A lot of 9s in 2012. 15 was a decent amount of 9s. So, I'm surprised that this OG colorway has only been retroed once. If they were to remaster it, the shape would be a little different. It'd be more like an L instead of a banana. And this wouldn't be as glossy. But, for 2010 quality, these really aren't that bad. I don't really wear them that much. I was talking to my friend Matt. His name on Instagram is @Morella, MORELA 24_. He was talking about these. I guess we were talking about them because neither of us really were enamored with the new rendition of this, that all black with the patent leather going around it, the tax season Jordan for this year. I'm not hating on anybody who decided to buy them because there's technically never been a bread 9. This is really the closest thing, but this is the only black and red 9 that matters, and the gray really sets it off, in my opinion, because in the early 90s, after the 6, they always would throw in kind of a third color, like black and red 7, black, red, and purple. They had the black and red 8, but there were hints of yellow in it and blue. And, before these, it was the olives, which, brown Jordan, But, yeah, these are great. I'm going to pause right quick so we can look at some of the commercials from them. Check it out.
Good evening, America. I'm Steve Martin. A few months ago, the world was shocked by Michael Jordan's retirement.
It's time for me to move away from the game of basketball.
3 weeks later, I received a mysterious package from a fan of the Billings Bandits.
Dear Steve, this guy Motorboat Jones looks a lot like Michael Jordan.
When I spoke of this on a national talk show,
at first I think it's just another kook, but then I realized it actually could be Michael Jordan.
The floodgates opened. Incredible stories of exceptional basketball players who all uncannily resembled Michael Jordan. Then this audio tape turned up.
Yeah, I faked my retirement, so what?
I don't think that was him. He didn't come back yet, but he's thinking about it.
I don't think he faked his retirement.
You know, with that guy, you never know what he's going to do next.
You can't blame the man. The man just want to play the game.
Did Michael Jordan fake his retirement? In the second half, I will show you the popcorn tape. The tape someone doesn't want you to see. Is Kilroy Jordan?
I don't want to answer any questions about Kilroy.
What are you afraid of, Coach Jackson? This? December 20th, a routine game, Bulls versus Hornets. The only recorded evidence of this game is a fan's home video, the popcorn tape. On this night, an unknown player, Johnny Kilroy, scores 79 points in only 1 quarter of play. Johnny Kilroy, or a cleverly disguised Michael Jordan? Alonzo, take us back to that strange night.
Well, Steve, I was standing about right here. Then Kilroy cuts through the lane and dunks right over me.
The only person who could have made that move was Michael Jordan.
That was Jordan, all right. Kilroy is Jordan.
Conclusion? Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, is letting nothing stand in the way of what he loves to do. And that's just play basketball. Good evening, America. I'm Steve Martin. A few months ago, the world was shocked by Michael Jordan's retirement.
It's time for me to move away from the game of basketball.
3 weeks later, I received a mysterious package from a fan of the Billings Bandits.
Dear Steve, this guy Motorboat Jones looks a lot like Michael Jordan.
When I spoke of this on a national talk show,
At first I think it's just another kook, but then I realized it actually could be Michael Jordan.
the floodgates opened. Incredible stories of exceptional basketball players who all uncannily resembled Michael Jordan. Then this audio tape turned up.
Yeah, I faked my retirement, so what?
I don't think that was him. He didn't come back yet, but he's thinking about it.
I don't think he faked his retirement.
You know, with that guy, you never know what he's going to do next.
You can't blame the man. The man just want to play the game.
Did Michael Jordan fake his retirement? In the second half, I will show you the popcorn tape. The tape someone doesn't want you to see.
All times, letting nothing stand in the way of him doing what he loves to do. And that's just play basketball.
I think he had to get away from everything. It all overwhelmed him. I could understand Michael playing in disguise.
You can't blame the man. The man just want to play the game.
I think that he had gotten so tired of the hype and so tired of the media that he wanted to find a place that he could play and really just have fun.
I think he's a little bored. I think he wants to come back for the competition, wants a chance to come out and score some points and play against his old friends again.
I think Mike is doing this just so he can get away from the insanity of pro basketball, the hype.
The pressure.
The media.
The refs.
The commercial.
No, I think he's scared of me.
Well, maybe Mike's doing this because he just wants to be a player again.
Michael Jordan is retired.
I think he had to get away from everything. It all overwhelmed him. I could understand Michael playing in disguise.
Well, he didn't really mention it, but come to think about it, he was acting a little bit weird.
I really don't think he could do that because it's hard to miss how he looks.
He did mention something about faking his retirement, but the thing that was really weird was he always asked about hair and makeup.
These rumors that he's still playing are just that, rumors. Michael Jordan is retired.
I think he's done. I think he's kind of, tired of it all.
You never know. You never know. It could be, but it's hard to miss how he looks.
Faked his own retirement. I don't know. I know he loves basketball. He's probably playing in his backyard with his kids, but I don't think he faked his retirement.
There's a possibility he still might be out there.
With that guy, you never know what he's going to do next.
Well, he didn't really mention it, but come to think about it, he was acting a little bit weird.
He talked about getting away from the hype.
What if I was just a basketball player?
But he often talked crazy like that.
I think that playing basketball is so important to him. I could understand Michael playing in disguise.
He did mention something about faking his retirement, but I didn't think he was serious. But you know what? One thing that really interested me was he used to always ask about hair and makeup.
Okay. Decent commercials, Steve Martin, nice touch. Oh, I forgot one more. Here you go.
What if there were no sports? If you couldn't join a team, what would you join? If you couldn't dream of touchdowns, what would you dream? What if you did something? What if you coached a team or put up a new rim? What if there were no sports? Would I still be your hero?
Boiling on Rose Flight 23. Jamarella's on the fly. Oh, say, can you see? 23 banks right on a non-stop flight. Gives you the tongue, tucks you in nighty-night. 23 on the jam scam, on the slam bam. Excuse me, ma'am. On the cram cam. 23 feet of vertical leap. He's an ultrasonic, dunkadelic, atmospheric freak.
Now, what's crazy about that commercial is that a lot of people think that that commercial is for the Jordan 7, the guy rapping. That's not true. That commercial is for the 9s. It's got a lot of elements in it from the UK Jordan 7 commercial, because a lot of people don't know I don't know if they still do it, but I know they used to market the shoes a little differently overseas in the 90s. So sometimes they come out with a whole new commercial. Or they change something about it. Like, I remember I saw my favorite Jordan commercial, which is the Frozen Moment, the first Jordan 12 commercial where he's wearing the taxis. They were at the Forum, and he was playing the Lakers. He dunked on Corey Blunt. I saw what was termed as a UK version, and it was the same exact commercial, but instead of a Jumpman at the end, it was just a Nike swoosh. But in some cases, they would have just a whole nother commercial. So for America, when the 7 came out, it's the Bugs Bunny commercial. But over there, it was just Michael Jordan doing a bunch of reverse dunks in black and white, and there was a black woman singing. It was sort of like almost an updated version of the Jordan 2 commercial, but he was wearing the Bordeaux, and he had on, and in fact, I think he had on the same outfit that he wore when he did the Bugs Bunny commercials, the white Jordan tank top with the Bordeaux graphic. the shorts and the Bordeaux, so it probably did it at the same time or the same day. But there were a lot of elements of that commercial in it. The reason that I know that commercial isn't for the Sevens is because, and this is just, you probably think I'm a weirdo after this, and, that's fine. I have no problem with being weird, especially at this point. But some of the highlights, you could tell by the Bulls jerseys that it wasn't for the Sevens. Because with the Bulls, after 91-92, after they repeated, they stopped having printed, ironed-on jerseys. 92-93, they started having sewn jerseys. And there's footage of him in this commercial dunking on Alonzo Mourning. But they made it where you can't see Alonzo. And after the dunk, Michael Jordan is, he's screaming, That's a highlight from that. That's from 92-93, which is after the Sevens. Also, that rap wasn't something they just did for Jordan and for that commercial, because there's also a Barkley version of said commercial for the Air Force Max CB, where it's MC Light rapping, and it's kind of the same deal, but it's Barkley instead of Jordan. So that commercial is also, for the Nines. But we've got one more that I just thought about just now. So I'm going to post that right here. Check it out.
Yo, Mars Blackman here, my main man. Yo, Mars Blackman here, my main man, Michael Jordan. Strike 3. Money's no damn usual. But he's trying. Say, hey, he's no Willie Mays. But he's trying, man. He's no Ken Griffey. Yeah, but he's trying. Michael's no Bill Buckner. But he's trying. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, so, to wrap up, not a lot of history with this colorway. This would have been the playoff 9 had Michael Jordan been playing basketball in 1994. This was popular, but, back in those days, I really remember people who had the 9s either having the Carolina 9. Some people had the olives, but not for real. And the white, black, and red. This is almost like a forgotten Jordan, And I admit I could wear I should wear these more than I do. They are 8 years old, so in September they'll be 8 years old. So hopefully there'll be another retro of them soon. This seems like a good time either between this year or next year to come out with a bunch of 9s, because it'll be like the 25th anniversary. So they used to do stuff like that, like Nike does it with the Air Max. I mean, since it's the 25th anniversary, they made the Air Max 93 hot. Air Max 93s never sell. Usually it's like an air burst, but when next year being the 25th anniversary of this shoe, maybe we'll see it. Who knows? But this is ShortyC94 on behalf of the Charcoal Air Jordan 9 Retro from 2010. I thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. ShortyC94 on Instagram. You can even find me on Facebook, typing that in. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another shoe. I'm also about to upload a lost video of me going to Gabriel Brothers and some of the closeout Nike shit that they had there. Anyway, peace.
What if there were no sports? If you couldn't join a team, what would you join? touchdowns, what was your dream? What if he did something